The Commonwealth is full of settlements, made up of local farmers working hard to provide for their families and make enough caps to get by in the dangerous wasteland. The settlers do their best to live their lives without being stuck under anyone's thumb. Ricky doesn't like that. Who is Ricky, you may ask? Well, in case you missed his previous escapades, Ricky is a raider who is smarter than the others. He sees raiding as a business, and a very profitable one at that. After taking control of the drug trade in the Commonwealth, Ricky took a trip to Nuka World that led him to become the overboss of 3 raider gangs. And after proving his capabilities as a leader by taking control of Nuka World's various parks, Ricky found himself in a position ready to take on the whole Commonwealth. A plan that was nearly cut short by one of the 3 raider gangs betraying him, but in the end, it only made Ricky and his new gang stronger. But now it's time for Ricky to get to business and start taking land from those poor, helpless settlers. Oh, and collect some lost treasures hidden throughout Nuka World. Ricky is still dealing with the fallout of the last episode, which means that there are still some pack members out in the wasteland who are hostile to him. Thankfully, the furries still don't pose a threat, but nearby some more mechanist robots were roaming around, which is becoming a more common and annoying occurrence. But after dealing with them, Ricky bought the Spray and Pray, which is an overpowered submachine gun that shoots exploding bullets, which he could afford from all the jet he sells. Anyway, Ricky returned to Nuka World to meet with the gang bosses who didn't betray him to ask them, ask how they feel about how things went down at the power plant.
The pack being shown their way out of existence was certainly a pleasant surprise.
I'm sorry, but was that a compliment?
It was meant to be, but it's also a fact. Because what it took to get where you are now, the burned bridges, the salted earth, there is no going back. Like it or not, you're one of us. A cutthroat. A killer. A raider.
Max Black gifted Ricky a sniper rifle that he won't be using since he's running an automatic weapon build, but something thought that counts. After that, he went to speak with Nisha, you know, the crazy girl who uses corpses as home decor.
Not bad, boss. Not bad. You made good on your promise. We've got one less worthless gang to divvy up the spoils. A shame. I'd love to see the look on Mason's face one more time before you put him down. Some alpha, leading his pack into a death trap.
It's like dealing with some rotten kids / out for attention.
Not a bad comparison. The kid's part is dead on.
She gives him a knife, and I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that a goth girl giving you one of her knives means you're in. And after this, Ricky went and assigned Safari Adventure to the Disciples, because the pack sure as hell won't be using it anymore, on account of the fact that they are all currently or soon to be in hell. Also, fun fact, after you get the Nuka World power plant back online, you can open this door to an enclosed employee area of the park, where you can find a magazine that gives you buffs if you have low caps. But since Ricky is rich in caps, this is basically worthless. But the more interesting new area to explore is the secret lab area in the bottling plant called the Beverageer Lab. Basically in here, you find out that before the war, the Nuka-Cola Corporation got a bunch of scientists here to work on a military contract. This is where they figured out how to use radioactive isotopes to make Nuka-Cola Quantum with its distinctive glow. Also, they somehow figured out how to weaponize it. Yeah, they turned a soft drink into a radioactive explosive substance. So it's probably gonna give me cancer or worse, but you can't beat that taste, you know? But the main loot in here are these Nuka-Cola Quantum grenades, and the ability to make the thirst zappers shoot weaponized pop instead of water. So it goes from a toy gun used once in a gimmick fight to a weapon that you need to craft expensive ammo for just to shoot some colorful explosions. But once they were out of there, Strong decided it was time to have another heart-to-heart, and so he told Ricky that he considered him as his leader. This gave Ricky a perk that is basically worthless to him, but whatever. Now on to something actually cool. Over here at the bottom of the map, you can find Evan's home, a location with an NPC the developers added as a tribute to a fan whose brother passed away. This is one of my favorite little details in the game, and I encourage you to look up the story behind this one. It's really quite wholesome. But Ricky's next stop is the Grandchester Mystery Mansion. A supposedly haunted house, but come on, this is obviously just some tourist trap. There's a bunch of traps in here set up by some gunner, and he's decently tough to fight, but after Ricky looted the place, he just got out of there. Ghosts aren't real, but that place was wicked creepy. Back in Nuka Town, Ricky was ready to fight yet another challenger in the Cola Cars arena. This time it was a raider in power armor who looked pretty intimidating, but once again, the problem solver solves problems. Anyway, who's ready for another silly side quest? Ricky met a group of crazies called the Hubologists, a group that says they can expand your mind by shooting you with radiation. Oh, and that'll be 100 caps, thanks. But their leader asked for spacesuits to be collected from a place in the Galactic Zone Ricky hadn't visited yet. Vault Tech among the stars. This is a cool exhibit where you see Vault-Tech's plan to build vaults on other planets, which is actually a pretty cool idea. Maybe I could build a settlement with that idea. Anyway, since this is Vault-Tech we're talking about, of course they use this place to run experiments on park visitors. So you get headaches and subliminal messaging as you go through this place. But Ricky had dealt with worse before and just grabbed the suits to bring back to Dara. He asked why they needed them, and she said they're going to wear them when they take a ship in the junkyard to space. Ricky told her that what she's looking at is clearly an amusement park ride, but Dara was like, no, your mind is limited. You can't see the vision I see. Anyway, at this point Ricky was just in it for the laughs, so he decided to go with them to the junkyard because they clearly wouldn't make it on their own. A cool thing about this location is that there's a porta diner in here that, unlike all the other ones, has a 100% chance to give you a perfectly preserved pie upon activation. Every other one in the game is luck-based, except for this one. But moving on, there's a sentry bot here that caused the game to crash, but after getting past him by way of cheeky self-destruct code, Ricky made it to the spaceship. Then after Dara gave a speech to her cultists, she gave Ricky an actual alien gun, like the one he himself got from killing an alien. So I don't know, maybe this chick really is from space. But her last request was to fix the spaceship, which was pretty easy. Just put this thing here and put 3 fusion cores in. Only 3 are needed, but 1 more can't hurt, right? Right? The ship lit up and everyone ran inside. Ricky started the ride and the ship started spinning faster and faster until...
I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team.
Well, if they wanted to go to another plane of existence, they got their wish, huh? Next up on the to-do list is finish collecting all these dang star cores. The last one is to the top of the elevator ride that can now be accessed with the power on. And by slotting it into place, Ricky was able to lower the glass display case and grab the Quantum Exo-1, which I already ranted about the lore implications in the last video, but I mean, hey, it's the best power armor in the game, so grabbing it is a must. Ricky put it over here in the corner because he really won't be using it. Why did he bother collecting it then, you may ask? I don't know, man, I just collect these things, I got OCD. Another collectathon quest to do is grabbing these medallions that he tried and bringing them back to this robot, who insults you before giving a measly reward of a few bottles of Nuka Cola. Okay, look, it sounds like I'm being negative, but I really do like this DLC. I think it's cool. What's that? Time to fight in the arena again. And it's a super mutant this time? Well, I wonder how this fight will go. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. Okay, what else? While fighting some gunners on an overpass, this Assaultron fell off the side mid-laser, and it was pretty funny. Ricky also claimed the Nuka World Red Rocket settlement, and if I can be completely honest with you, I don't feel like building at the settlement again since I already built a cool settlement here months ago. So if you want to see a cool raider outpost of this place, go watch this video. Okay, I've stalled enough. It's time to actually start taking over settlements and doing, you know, raider stuff. Like these random Radiant quests you can get from the raider leaders. Mags asked for Ricky to kill a raider leader named Slough? I don't know. And Nisha asked for the assassination of some random scavenger in Diamond City. After breaking into this house in broad daylight, Ricky just told this guy to follow him, and he did for some reason. So he let him to his death in a back alley full of raiders, but he actually survived the fight, so Ricky just ended up finishing him off. On the way to the next target, Ricky saw a shack explode suddenly. Upon inspection, it seems there was a moonshiner here making a batch that somehow went so wrong it caused the entire shack to become a fireball. This is what happens when you don't wear your safety glasses in chemistry, folks. But a short walk later, Ricky arrived at an irradiated quarry full of ghoul raiders led by Slough. Taking them out was pretty easy. However, in the depths of this quarry, Ricky stumbled upon the entrance to a vault. And after opening the door, some intercom lady was telling him he needed to activate the workbench to clear the rubble. Ricky cleared the way and took out the ghouls before realizing that one of them may have been the voice talking to him. Oh well, he was now in control of this cavernous workshop. Maybe he could build something here. A secluded place like this would make a great hideout. Sounds a lot better than whatever twisted plan Vault-Tech had for this place. Anyway, back to raiding. One of the settlements that Ricky bullied into giving him supplies in the past was the Slog. But since he left the pack in charge of keeping the settlers in line and they're all gone, the settlers now think they've been liberated. So Ricky made sure to remind them of how this arrangement works. Listen, you're going to start working for me now, alright? Just keep the supplies coming, and we won't have any problems.
Fine, if it'll get you off my back.
But with that taken care of, Ricky can now claim another settlement to expand his empire. The next target was Coastal Cottage, currently under the control of some generic raiders. After clearing the place, Ricky surveyed the area, which actually kinda sucks, since there's this big hole in the middle of the cottage. It's clear this place needs some work. This'll do for now. There's a shop for the raiders to buy gear from, living in sleeping areas, and the hole in the ground has been made into a moonshine den. Hopefully this moonshine shack fares better than the other one. On the way to the next settlement to conquer, Gage felt the need to share his life story.
You know, I made some bad calls when I was younger. First gang took me in when I was 16. Decent sized group. I don't remember what muscle ass name he used back then. They weren't using it the best they could. She being ever since it was that never day I intimidated nobody thought it was. At least not beyond that.
Quit worrying, man. Everything's fine. This gave Ricky another perk, which gives more XP per kill and more damage resistance. So this one's actually pretty good. Do I even need to tell you that Ricky defeated another person in the arena? Because he did. This time it was a gunner commander in power armor, but yeah, he died like all the rest. The next settlement on the chopping block was Taffington Boathouse, but it turns out a bunch of oversized bugs got to the settlers here before Ricky and the other raiders could get to them. Well, from a certain point of view, the bugs spared the settlers from a much worse fate. And that's another outpost setup, but on the way back to Nuka World, Ricky noticed that some people had showed up at his new vault, expecting a place to live. It turns out Ricky had accidentally turned on a radio beacon when he first discovered the place, leading the settlers here. He couldn't risk anyone knowing about his future secret base, so he did what needed to be done. Back at the park, Ricky spoke with Shank to run some more jobs in the Commonwealth, like forcing Ten Pines Bluff into coughing up supplies for the outposts. Hard work is a lot more fun when you force someone else to do it for you. And another outpost to claim is Hangman's Alley, and I'll let you all in on a little secret. The great thing about claiming all these settlements is that it means I can turn them into future settlement tour videos. And honestly, I feel like I don't see many raider settlement tours, but they're fun to build in my opinion. Just a different vibe than the normal settlements. So in the future, you may see more of Ricky showing off these raider outposts once I get around to building them up. Anyway, after this, Ricky made his way south to claim one more outpost at Murkwater construction site. This settlement just sucks, I'll say it. Alright, look, you have to fight a Mirelid Queen just to get a destroyed house in a swamp to build at. That's like, whatever. The main thing is now that Ricky has 8 raider outposts, he can build a tribute chest at each one, where locals will come and give tribute to the overboss out of fear. And with that, Ricky now has the Commonwealth in the palm of his hand. But there's still plenty he wants to accomplish, and gear he wants to collect. Like how upon returning to Nuka World, he faced another opponent in the arena, who seems to be a Brotherhood of Steel Knight gone rogue. Ricky hasn't met many members of the Brotherhood, but this knight was carrying a Gatling laser that literally never needs to be reloaded. Yeah, for some reason, the never-ending legendary effect in this thing doesn't just mean that you don't have to reload it, but it literally never runs out of fusion core charge. It's kinda broken, but it also weighs 20 pounds, so that makes it kinda inconvenient to use. And the final thing Ricky kept forgetting about was going around the park to find these hidden cappies for some crazy Nuka Cola fangirl. Each of these make up part of a code for some pre-war contest to meet John Caleb Bradberton, the inventor of Nuka Cola.
Well, anyone who stared at Nuka Cola merchandise as long as I have would get this one pretty fast. The letters definitely spell refreshing. It's simpler than I was expecting.
Of course it's simple. The contest was meant for kids.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I guess sometimes I take all of this Nuka Cola stuff so seriously. That's it! The door's unlocked! Let's go inside.
By entering the code, Sierra, Ricky, and his goon squad gained entrance to the office. Surely there had to be something cool inside here. And sure enough, there was a secret button that moved a bookshelf to reveal an elevator. This led down to a secret hidden vault underneath the office. A mystery to be sure, but inside was a large room and a frozen head?
What on earth? Wait. No. It can't be. That's John Caleb Bradberton. Or at least it's his head. Wow.
Who are you? I haven't seen a real human face in so long. I had given up all hope.
It seems to be that Bradberton had his head frozen before the war to prolong his life. This is one of my favorite little Easter eggs in the game, since this is obviously a reference to the frozen Walt Disney conspiracy theory, and honestly it just fits right into Fallout. But after the initial surprise of finding him alive, Bradberton gave a pretty good offer. He would give access to the safe containing a powerful prototype weapon if Ricky simply turned off the machine that's been keeping him alive the past 200 years. Sierra wasn't happy about this since she idolizes the man, but Ricky doesn't really care.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but what's your decision?
No deal. I want that prototype, and I'm gonna get it.
You really want to condemn one of the greatest minds of this generation to die, even though I've offered you a better option. And just so you can get your hands on a weapon?
Ricky flipped the switch, and John Caleb Bradberton took his final breath. Or was he even breathing before? Like, does a frozen head need to breathe? Whatever. This allowed Ricky to acquire the Nuka Nuke launcher, a fat man that shoots quantum mini nukes. For some reason, 2 of them spawned here, and I genuinely have no idea why. Anyway, the original formula for Nuka-Cola is in here, and Sierra wanted it, so Ricky gave it to her as a sort of sorry for killing your hero consolation prize. But to show you the amazing destructive power of the Nuka Nuke launcher, Ricky almost one-shotted this Mirelurk Queen. Ignore the fact that the first shot missed. Ah well, another fine addition to the collection of weapons from Nuka World that are really cool but extremely impractical to use for one reason or another. But now Ricky is in a position to finally finish his mission of taking over the Commonwealth. He's taking control of many settlements and has the support of a huge raider army, but there are still threats to his empire that need to be taken care of. The Triggerman, the Mechanist, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Institute, the Railroad. Okay, yeah, that last one was a joke. They're not a threat. But seriously, he might wipe them out anyway. So tune in next time to watch the final adventure of Ricky the Raider. Probably the final. I don't know. If it does well, maybe the series will continue, but, you know, I feel like that would be a good place to wrap it all up. I don't know. I do want to do videos with other characters, and, you know, I got other ideas I want to do. But, like I said earlier, Ricky will probably show up again, regardless, because I want to do, you know, showing off those Raider outposts once I build them up. So there's that, you know, and... oh, hey, it's the end of the video now, so, yeah, like and subscribe, please. A lot of new people on the channel, and I haven't uploaded since the last one, which, I mean, that's how uploads work, but... thanks for all the support on the last video. I'm glad you all watched it and enjoyed it, so I hope you enjoy this video, too. Thanks for all the comments. I love seeing nice comments. Please leave more comments. Like and subscribe. Do that, too. Yeah. That's it now. Okay. See you in the next episode. Bye.